All
Hey
right.
everybody, this is Robert Guest with Guest and Gray. I'm here with my special guest today, Jose Noriega, also with Guest and Gray, an amazing attorney, amazing guy. Jose, I heard you have a question that has been on your mind and you wanted to ask me today live on this recording. What is that question?
Definitely on a recording. But so we have had a lot of people ask, like, why do we do flat fee contracts for criminal cases versus, for family law cases, and for PI cases, they use kind of a different fee structure, right? So PI uses, or personal injury uses, like a contingency fee most of the time. Family cases use an hourly retainer most of the time. And then we've got criminal cases that 99.9% of attorneys, at least that I know, use flat fees. So can you explain that to me?
You betcha. First of all, let's talk about what a flat fee contract is. Flat
Let's
fee
talk about
means,
your Minnesota accent first, and then we'll talk about the flat fee
oh yeah, you betcha. Now, flat fee means what it sounds like, but it's opposed to an hourly retainer agreement where you give me $5,000 and I bill you X dollars per hour to go solve your problems. Flat fee is not like that. It's you've been arrested for crime X, and I'm going to represent you up until it's usually done like until trial, right? And so I'm going to represent you all the way until the case gets set for trial for a set amount of money. And I'm not going to bill you for every hour that we work. I'm not going to bill you for every phone call that I make. I'm not going to bill you for reviewing discovery and talking to prosecutors. I'm not going to bill you hourly for these things. And so one of the big differences is, unlike say a civil case, divorce case, is the client gets some kind of cost certainty. That is, they know up front, okay, I've got X problem. It's going to be X bucks to fix this. I need to set that aside and budget it. Now, one of the things we've changed in recent years from when I started, I wouldn't even say recent years, it's been a couple years now, is it used to be most lawyers did like one case or one fee that included trial, right? And then a couple years ago, State Bar's like,
Pardon my
no,
wife. She's a little loud sometimes.
is we used to do, or a lot of lawyers did one fee that even included the trial. The State Bar's like, no, you can't do that because then if there's no trial, you got to give them money back. And so everybody I know switched. And so we do from arrest until like pre-trial, and then from pre-trial and trial to the end of trial is a separate contract. So we usually do two now. Now, how do we earn those fees? Okay, so it's not.
And just to clarify, we actually kind of do three contracts every now and then, right?
I had to make one up, which was, what if the client is being contacted by the police and doesn't even know what he's going to be charged with, right? Because let's say he was in a fight and a guy was hurt, went to the hospital. Well, that could be assault, ag assault with deadly weapon, class C ticket assault. We don't know.
Murder.
Yeah, so I made murder, manslaughter, anything. So I made a contract for just investigations and just to lawyer up and tell the police, this is my client, don't talk to him. And people like that too, because it gets them in, and then we get kind of mitigate and contain the problem, and then give them some more information. And then if there is a warrant, we work that out. And so with flat fee contracts, since you're not billing hourly, you're supposed to have in there like how you earn the fee, like at this part of the case and stuff. And so there's language like that in there, but it's not a thing where like for each phone call I earn part of the fee. And so here's why I like that. A couple of reasons. One of them is it encourages clients to contact us. I tell them, you're at the law buffet, right? It's like the Golden Corral. You go back, get seconds. Like if you need to talk to us, you come and talk to us. Like these cases, the outcomes are too important that you should not get a hold of us because you think I'm going to charge you for the call. And so you need to be able to just call me if you need me. The other one is, and Jose's talked about this, older cases are better for the defense. And so I don't want my client to go, man, I need this over fast and quit paying my lawyer to come to court. Because we have cases, I've had cases where I've literally been to court for an announcement, trial, or pre-trial 20 times just to show up and talk to the prosecutor. And in those kind of cases, if you're charging them hourly, that would be a huge expense. But if they have a flat fee, it's all covered. Now, the things that aren't usually covered in flat fee contracts that can still result in additional charges are like private investigators, forensic testing if you need it, subpoenas if you got to send them out, we also put that in there, like if you get sued out of this, like if you're in a wreck and you get sued and arrested, well, the civil lawsuit is different. So if you're talking to a criminal lawyer and they have a flat fee agreement, you want to look at what does this cover? It should have it in there. And what does it not cover? Like, does it cover the occupational license? Does it cover the LR hearing? That should all be in there, and you should know that before you do it. Where does it end? Because most of them now end at pretrial, and you just want to know that. And so make sure you understand those terms, but that's why your lawyer's doing it. It's very standard kind of in the industry for criminal defense. I think the only cases I know that usually don't do flat fees for criminal are like some federal defense lawyers will do hourly, but most of them even then still do flat rate. So flat rate is the most common by far criminal contract. It's the one Guest and Gray uses. As Jose said, we have 3 of them. It's investigation, like up to pretrial, and then pretrial and trial. Jose, what do you got?
Yeah, I think that, there's benefits and there's drawbacks, right? Because sometimes if I was a client, you sit there and say like, well, he already got all of his money, he's done working for me. And just practically speaking, that's not the case at all. We don't make any more from dragging out a case. We don't make any more from, sitting down with you and answering your phone calls or whatever the case may be, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months down the road. We're generally doing that in your best interest. And so.
Yeah, it allows us to like work
benefit.
the case and reset the case as much as we need to, and for you to talk to us as much as you need to without a penalty. Because Jose's talked about this in other videos. Old cases are usually good for us. And so if we can just kind of keep this moving and it doesn't cost you anything to keep it moving, that can help you as far as the result. And so that's something we've gone over in other videos. But our flat fee contract pretty much spells all that out. Your lawyer should have one. I will say this. If your lawyer doesn't have a contract, that's not usually a great thing, because you need to know what this covers. Like, what are you paying for? And there's some other fee structures I know about that we don't do. Like, I know some lawyers who would charge like per court appearance. Now, especially at Crowley, I would hear this. So like, I pay this guy $100 every time I see him in court. And I was like, that's weird. I never really did that. Some people charge monthly, and that's not super popular. So flat fees are standard. If you have any questions about your flat fee agreement, ask your lawyer, and try to find one that has an agreement, because I know some lawyers don't have any agreement, and that can lead to a lot of confusion. But Guest and Gravy is flat fees, and I'm Robert Guest. This is
Jose Noriega.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.